today I will...
Alright, that's just a little weird.
Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name's Molly and I mainly do mental health videos, but sometimes I do lifestyle instead. And I just wanted to come on and talk about the changes that have been announced and how people might be feeling. If you're anything like me, you don't necessarily like change. You actually quite enjoy the fact that people have to wear masks because you're not the biggest fan of germs or getting sick.
I'm terrified.
And also just in general, we have had to put up with so much change these past 1 or 2 years, however long it's been now, I've lost track of time.
It's been 84 years.
And for a lot of people that already had mental health problems and a lot of people that didn't, adjusting to new changes and a new way of life was so difficult, and it's had a lot of long-term mental health effects on people. But I think people are kind of used to it now, and then this new change is almost, again, enjoying working from home. In terms of masks, I enjoy the fact that people have to wear masks and I have to wear masks, and I've enjoyed the fact that people have been washing their hands, because I tell you now, so many people do not wash their hands, and if you are one of them, you need to sort it out because it is disgusting.
Oh, you nasty.
And when I'm saying I enjoyed, obviously I haven't enjoyed COVID. Nobody's enjoyed COVID. It's not what I mean by this video, but I just thought, I do think that in itself is going to be a big adjustment. And so I just wanted to basically come on and just say, if you are feeling the same way, if you're feeling worried, scared or upset, you are worried that things are moving too quickly, you're concerned that we might end up back where we've been in 6 months' time, they're all normal feelings, and it doesn't mean that you're a bad person. There's a lot going online. I try and stay off the internet for this exact reason, because I just get so annoyed.
The internet is not the nicest of places.
But I've seen a lot of people having a go at people who said that they don't want to come out of lockdown yet. Well, we're not in lockdown, but they don't want to get rid of all the rules, or they're worried about getting rid of masks so quickly, or they're concerned about their family members who might still be vulnerable and not able to get the vaccine, or they themselves. And a lot of people have been so dismissive of how that person's feeling. But the camera angle might have changed because I made a mistake, got distracted. Not like me.
Right.
That I have to open up at some point, and I also understand that progress is a good thing. However, I would have personally liked to have seen masks and social distancing kept for a bit longer. Now, don't come for me, that's just what they're gonna keep masks and social distancing in. Most people I know hate them. Had the pandemic when it first hit, from home, that got set up, and that was a massive change for people. And I do think, even though a lot of people struggled in initially working from home, it did bring out some positives. People got to spend more time together, people had more free, get up early and travel there and back. Before COVID, I think everybody felt like they were in a rush. Everybody was always needing to do something all of the time. And I think that's one thing that came from COVID, that people slowed down, enjoy the little things, if that makes sense. And I kind of just feel like that's an aspect of it. People might be concerned that everything's going to go full speed again. Some people might not want to go full speed, or are worried that they should be. Like, half the people I speak to are really excited about going out and always having plans and being busy, and then some people I speak to are just not ready to do anything at all. And then there's other people I think are a bit like me, where I want to see friends and family. I'm not necessarily ready for everything to just go. And also there's the concern that if we all start going out again and we all start, you know, mingling and mixing, and then come winter we have to divert back to a complete lockdown again.
Do this anymore.
That's a worry people have. My whole point was, I just wanted to come on and just voice my concerns, because I'm sure there's people out there that feel like it's unfair as well to say people should just be ready to dive back in, because what we've been through in this past year and a half, 2 years, it's been traumatic for a lot of people. We understand we're on this earth for a certain amount of years, and we live in an understanding that we don't know how long that will be, and we don't know what will happen tomorrow. And I think a lot of people, it's something that people know. I think this happening and the whole world shutting down really brought that forward in a lot of people's thinking and made people realise, oh yeah, like we really don't know what's around the corner. Some people, that might have meant living their life to the fullest, and it could have, you know, they might be in such a better mindset than they were before. Some people, it's completely terrified. Everybody is going to be reacting and acting differently. It did make me think about my worries and concerns, because I know going back into the office, I fully expected when we'd be going back, it'd still be social distancing and masks in public areas, and the fact that it's not gonna be, I'm gonna be honest, is frightening to me. And a lot of people say, well, you've got nothing to be concerned about. Not even necessarily the idea of me catching it. I'm not just thinking about it as how it's going to affect me. I'm thinking in the grand scheme of things, and I think, what might that mean for other people who are vulnerable, or who can't have the vaccine for whatever reason, or have a vulnerable family member and they have to go back to work and nobody's social distancing, and someone ringing my phone, but I'm just not going to answer it. Just waiting for it to stop. You know me now, I don't really like speaking on the phone, and if I don't know it, then they're just not getting a call back. What have I done? I'll think about it. I'll be like, oh, who that was, what did they want? Did they leave a voicemail? I thought that was a voicemail, but it's not. And then I can't just have to think, they're probably just telling me I've won a car that I didn't enter.
2,000 years later.
Just think, COVID won't have just affected people's mental health for the time that they were in COVID. I think a lot of people will have PTSD potentially from things that they've experienced. I can't even think about it. So you've got that aspect of it. You've got people who've lost family, so there'll be an impact on their mental health and their life. You're going to have people who might not have been worried or nervous about going outside, or worried or nervous about germs, or that will have developed worries or concerns. There's also been positive outcomes. I know I've heard a lot of people who were struggling with mental health that managed to take this time to really heal themselves, and that's great. That's always great, that's what we want to hear, but obviously that doesn't happen for everyone. You shouldn't feel bad or guilty if you didn't, or if you got worse, because nobody's mind's the same, and it's not something that you should feel bad about. But I think that was the whole point. I was just thinking, I kind of wish that we'd learned during all of this to be kinder to each other. But I feel like, and I don't know if it's just because the internet can be such a toxic, initially in the beginning of lockdown, I was well deep into comments and feeds and threads, and I'd just be so angry and so upset all of the time. So I've just been completely over there. Apart from my Instagram, because that's really positive, and I just plug it here. Little plug. But yeah, I do talk about it. It's all about mental health and things over there. So if you do want to give it a follow, it'll be on the screen. And I know it's difficult on the internet and in life in general now to have an opinion, or to have feelings that are opposite to other people's, because people just want to fight and argue. But you are someone who is struggling with the idea that we are going to be completely getting rid of all of the rules and there'll be no masks, and you're not alone, is basically what I wanted to say. You're not. There's going to be thousands, if not millions of people that feel exactly the same as you. And you never know, it could change tomorrow anyway, and this whole video would be completely pointless. That'd be funny. Or someone who's been affected by this time during COVID, or you are really struggling, or like I said before, you were absolutely fine going out and now the thought of it terrifies you. I would recommend speaking to a professional. You know, this is not sponsored in any way, so anything that I mention in regards to help and support is not sponsored. But I know that a lot of people are put off by going to their doctors. Sometimes it's because they've got a local doctor that they've known for years. Sometimes it's just the idea of the waiting list, because I know that the waiting lists are, like, I'm on a waiting list for trauma therapy that I've been on, not because of COVID, just all my other trauma. So I understand that can put people off, but there are companies now like BetterHelp. You've probably heard of it, it is advertised quite a lot, and I know that they offer a service which it is paid for, but you can access a qualified specialist, a qualified therapist 24/7, and they do, I believe, have support, like financial support for people who might not necessarily be able to afford it. I think you just have to apply for it. So I will leave the details down below. Like I said, this is not sponsored, but I do think that if the only reason you're putting off help and therapy is because you don't want to wait, or you don't want to go to your particular doctors, or face-to-face just feels too much for you, and you are in the position to pay for it, or you want to apply for the help that you can get, the financial support, I 100% would, because what we've been through isn't normal. What we've had to do isn't normal, and it is, sorry, that every time I try to film something, they're not even doing building out where the window is here, like that's where they're doing the work, but the actual work that they're doing is like back that way. So I don't know what, I hear it all the time.
And years later.
Because there's this whole thing of, oh, I'm not that sick, or oh no, you know, I just feel bad sometimes, but I'm fine. You don't have to be on death's door sidle to get help. They want people to get help before they're at that point. Nobody wants somebody to be that at that point before they get help, because that's why a lot of people then end up surpassing that, and unfortunately, you know, people lose their lives to mental health. If you are somebody that's not feeling great, but you think you're not sick enough to get help or support, we need to get that out our minds. Trying therapy, it can be hard, it can be difficult. A lot of people have a lot of emotions and feelings that they don't like to deal with. I am very much the same as that, and I will, things build up and build up and build up, and then eventually they'll explode. But when you're someone like myself who suffers with multiple mental health disorders, it's not a good idea to let everything build up.
What the problem is here is I'm going to have a fucking mental breakdown if we don't get this sorted.
If you are feeling worried about the changes, about what's being announced, about masks, you're not on your own, don't be worried. If you want to wear a mask, you still wear a mask. If you want to social distance from people, where possible, just keep the distance. I know it's going to be difficult because the fact that it's changed and people don't have to and people won't. But if you want to, you still do that. If it makes you feel more comfortable. I don't want there to be arguments of people making fun of or laughing at people that are wearing, and whether we want to wear masks now, it's not going to be law.
Some of you may die, but it's a sacrifice I am willing to make.
A lot of people probably will stop wearing the masks, and I just think from a mental health side it could be really difficult for people who are still scared and still worried. And anybody who's been affected by COVID or is still being affected, just get some help and support. Speak to your doctor, see if you've got a local service in people say, oh, I don't want to try therapy, I don't want to get help, but if you try it and you don't like it and you don't think it works, you haven't actually lost anything. Whereas if you don't try it and you don't get the help, you could potentially be missing out on a lot of happiness. Never with, if you are worried, feeling alone, you're not the only one. Trying to get a bit better with my editing, and I am going to be going to London and Harry Potter World in a few weeks, and I'm really excited. I love Harry Potter, and I've also never been to London properly before. The thought of being on a tube terrifies me, and then the thought of being on a tube and no one's going to be wearing masks.
I'm freaking out.
I'm going to wear a mask. So I'm going to vlog, which is what I was saying. So I am going to vlog the experience. So I am trying to get used to talking to the camera more and like taking it out. I'm probably going to go to some shops today and practice. It sounds so stupid, but if you're not used to filming in public, but I want to make sure that I get it all and get it properly. So that's what I am up to at the minute. And it is going to be the very end of the month that we go, and we go for a few days. So I'll probably do it across the multiple days, and then one of the days will be Harry Potter videos. So yeah, I'm super excited, and I will obviously talk more about that soon. If that's something that you're interested in, please let me know. If there's anything in London that you think I have to do, or is it a must-see, again, just let me know. Or if there's anything that you want me to show you or to see. Yeah, so if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you've got any suggestions or anything like that, just leave them in the comments down below. And if you haven't already, please subscribe, because I'd love you to join this little family that we're building. And wherever that you are, I hope you have a lovely morning, day or night, and I'll see you again next time. Bye!